Hello everyone. In this video, we are just trying to understand how to do machine translation. So what is meant by machine translation? So let me tell in simple words. We are just trying to convert from one language to the other language over here. So what is our objective over here? We are trying to convert from one language to other language. So the problem statement that I have taken over here is to convert a German sentence into its English counterpart using a neural machine translation, right? So basically, we are trying to convert German language into English. That is why it is called as machine translation. So the model, what I'm going to use over here is sequence to sequence model. So these sequence to sequence models are used on variety of NLP tasks like text summarization, speech recognition, DNA sequence modeling, and there are many more applications. So here, what are we trying to do? We are trying to translate some sentences from one language to another language. So what is input and output over here? Both are going to be the sentence. So the input sentence is going to be German language and the output sentence is going to be an English. So in other words, these sentences are a sequence of words going in and out of a model. So this is the basic idea of sequence to sequence modeling. So now let us try to understand. So this is basically the input sentence that is being in German, and I am using the model, and the output I am getting it in English. I do not know German, but still the meaning of it is it hard? So a typical sequence to sequence model has two components. One is an encoder and the other one is decoder. So both encoder and decoder are two different recurrent neural network models combined into one giant network. So you can see over here, this is basically the encoder and this is the decoder, right? So there are several use cases of sequence to sequence modeling. So let me give you some examples like speech recognition, named entity recognition, subject extraction to identify the main object from a body of text, then relation classification to tag relationships between various entities tagged in the above step, and chatbot skills to have conversational ability and engage with customers, text summarization to generate a concise summary of a large amount of text. And the last one is question answering systems. So what we are going to do is we are going to implement in Python using Keras, right? Fine. So let us try to import all the required libraries. So import string, import RE, from NumPy import array, argmax, random, take, import pandas as PD, and from keras.models, I'm importing sequential. From keras.layers, I'm importing dense, LSTM, embedding, repeat vector, and from keras.preprocessing.text, I'm importing tokenizer. From keras.callbacks, I'm importing model checkpoint. From keras.preprocessing.sequence, import pad underscore sequences. From keras.models, import load underscore model. From keras, import optimizers, import matplotlib, and then I'm just setting the option for display max column width as 200, right? So this is being done. What is the next step? We have to read the data into our IDE, right? So this is basically a text file of English to German sentence pairs, right? And first we will read the file using a function defined below. So I'm using this code for the function to read raw text file, right? So let's define another function to split text into English German pairs separated by this. So we will then split these pairs into English sentences and German sentences respectively, right? So what I'm doing, I'm splitting a text into sentences. Now we can use these functions to read the text into an array in the desired format, right? So now the actual data contains over 1,50,000 sentence pairs. However, we will use only the first 50,000 sentence pairs only to reduce the training time of the model. So in case if you want to change the number, in case if you want to train on 1.5 lakh sentence pairs, you can do that, but I have taken only the first 50,000, right? What is the next step? The next step, so I have imported all the necessary packages, and the second step, I have loaded the data, right? So now I have to start with the text pre-processing. So basically it is nothing but the text cleaning step I'm going to start with. So there is an important step in any project. So that is especially in NLP. So the data, what we are going to work with is basically the unstructured data. So there are certain things we have to take care before jumping to the model. So the first step, what I'm going to do is text cleaning. So just look at our data, then we will decide which pre-processing steps have to be adopted, right? So DEU underscore English, and then this is the array output I'm getting over here. So we will get rid of all the punctuation marks, and then we can convert all the text to the lowercase, right? So that is what I have done, remove punctuation. So basically I'm trying to remove all the punctuation. So this is the output I'm getting now, and then I'm trying to convert it into lowercase, right? So once I do that, so here I have done two steps. One is about removing the punctuation and then converting to the lowercase. What is the next step? I'm going to do text to sequence conversion, right? So a sequence to model requires that we convert both the input and output sentences into integer sequences of fixed length. So, but before we do that, we have to visualize the length of the sentences, right? So we have to capture the length of all the sentences in the two separate lists for English as well as the German respectively, right? So this is what we are trying to do now. So quite intuitive. The maximum length of the German sentences we will try to figure out, right? So this is what we have to try to figure out. So what I identified is the maximum length of the German sentences is basically 11 and English phrases is 8, right? So let's vectorize our text data by using the Keras tokenizer, right? Fine. So now I have defined a function to build a tokenizer. So what will happen now? It will turn our sentences into sequences of integers. Then we can pad those sequences with the zeros, right? We can pad those sequences with the zeros to make all the sequences of the same length, right? So we will prepare the tokenizers for both German and English sentences, right? So this is what I have done. So a function to build a tokenizer, and then I am preparing English tokenizer and this tokenizer, right? So once I do that, so just I'm trying to get the vocabulary size of English, that I'm getting it as 6,256, and this German I'm getting it as 10,329, right? So now this is the function to prepare the sequences. It will also perform sequence padding to a maximum length as I mentioned above, right? So now there will be a block that contains a function to prepare the sequences. So it will also perform sequence padding to a maximum sentence length, right? So this is what we are going to do, encode and pad sequences. So define encode sequences, tokenizer, length, as well as the lines. And then I'm writing integer encode sequences and then padding sequences with the 0 values, right? So now everything is being done. Now we can start with the model building. So while we build the model, we have to split the data into train and test set for model training and evaluation. So from sklearn.model_selection, import train underscore test underscore split. And then train underscore test is equal to train underscore test underscore split that I have imported. And this one I'm writing test size is 0.2, random underscore state, I'm giving it as 12. You can change all these numbers and see, right? So now it is time to encode these sentences. So we will encode German sentences as the input sentences and English sentences as the target. Why? Because we are trying to convert German into English, right? So it will be done on both the training set as well as the test data set. Now I'm preparing with the training data. So I'm encoding the sequences and this is what I'm passing it now. And then actually I'm preparing the training data as well as the validation data, right? Now this is the super cool part. We are going to define our sequence to sequence model architecture. So we are using an embedding layer and an LSTM layer as the encoder and another LSTM layer followed by a dense layer as the decoder. So you can see over here, I am building neural machine translation model now. So I'm building the model and here I'm passing these arguments in underscore vocabulary, out underscore vocabulary, in underscore time step, out underscore time steps and units. And model what I'm using sequential. Now I'm adding embedding, I'm adding LSTM, I'm adding repeat vector, I'm adding again LSTM, again I'm adding dense. So in the dense, I'm using activation function as softmax, I'm returning the model. So now we are using okay, so now what we are using is RMS prop optimizer because it is a good choice for recurrent neural networks. So I'm just building the model. I'm just building the model. Div vocabulary size, English underscore vocabulary size, div underscore length, and English underscore length, that is 512 I have taken. And then RMS prop learning rate, I'm specifying it as 0.001. And then I'm compiling the model. Optimizer, what I'm using is RMS. Loss, I'm using it as sparse underscore categorical underscore cross entropy, right? So this is what I have done. So now you can have a look at the structure. Actually, I have shown over here. So there is for the encoder, we will be using embedding layer and an LSTM layer. And for the decoder, I'm using another LSTM layer followed by a dense layer. So here we have input, embeddings, encoder, decoder, dense, and then it is being output, right? So now what I have done is just I have used this. I have used sparse categorical cross entropy as the loss function because it allows us to use the target sequence instead of one hot encoded format. So one hot encoding the target sequences with the high vocabulary might consume our system's entire memory, right? So it seems we are all set to training our model. So we can try for 30 epochs, but I have taken only 10 epochs with a batch size of 512. You can also change with the several epochs and you can play with this hyperparameters. And also I'm using model checkpoint to save the best model with the lowest validation loss, right? So, and also I have done this early stopping. So file name, I'm saving it as model.h1 and checkpoint, model checkpoint, file name, comma, monitor is equal to val underscore last and verbose, I'm setting it to 1 and mode is equal to minimum, right? So then I'm writing history is equal to model.fit, train X, train Y, and then just I'm making the model to fit with that. So I have tried with the 10 epochs, you can try with 20 or 30 and you can see about the validation loss and all, right? So whatever is being better, that you can fix it up, right? So that is what we have to do, right? So once I do that, we can compare the training loss as well as the validation loss over here. So the validation loss, what is happening with this, that you can just look at this, what is happening to the loss over here, right? Finally, we can also load the saved model and make predictions on the unseen data, that is the test data. So what I'm doing now, right? So these predictions will be the sequence of the integers. So we need to convert these integers into their respective words. So that is why I'm defining a function over here, n comma tokenizer, and here what I'm doing, I'm converting the predictions into English actually, right? So I'm converting the predictions into English over here. And now let's put the original English sentences in the test data set and the predicted sentences in a data frame. Then we can randomly print some actual and the predicted instances to see whether our models perform. So randomly I have taken 15 sentence, and I'm really happy with that. Say for example, I feel cheated, I feel the, and like this is actual act, this is being the actual, and this is being predicted, right? This is being predicted. So we nearly starved, we were, so this is being still incomplete. Tom made Mary stop, Tom made Mary, right? Mary, I can't see Tom, I can't go that, I feel cheated, I feel the, we know our rights, right? Mary is my daughter. So actually I have tried only for 10 epochs, and if you try for 30 epochs, definitely that will really give you a very good result. You can try with that, right? So our sequence to sequence model does a decent job over here, but there are several instances where it misses out and understanding the keywords. Say I can see something like Tom, does Tom understand? So it is being stopped in Tom and all, right? So there are some misunderstanding also, misunderstanding the keywords also. So that are the challenges that we will be facing on a regular basis in NLP. And these are not immovable obstacles. So we can mitigate such challenges by using more training data and building a better. So what I request you to do is like change the epochs to 20, 30 or 40. And also while training the data, I have taken only the 50,000. You can try with 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh. And you can tell me like whether it is giving a good result or not. Hope you understand the concept. Thank you.